So I want to showcase to you how I'm using AI, and now I'm creating a new application, let's say. I want to create a new application called intention. The goal is to use an AI agent to determine the intention of the user. So you can split it with atomic task and try to understand in a single phrase or a couple of phrases the core intention of the user. And after that, I want to loop to create an agent loop until the intention is fully done. So create me a PRD for that project. Okay, I'm using WhisperFlow at the moment, but you can use Handy when I'm working on my OS Linux. That's what I use. The PRD for what you I didn't know that before using AI. It's a product requirement document. So basically, it's just going to create a simple Markdown file with everything that we need. Receive user input. Yep. Core intention, not store, recompose, run agent loop. Yep, that's about it. I want that to be a web app. Just because I use mostly command line, but it's a lot easier to showcase people when it's a web app. Is it mega genetic? I had no, it's open-ended. I wanted to be able to teach because one of the main goal that I'll want with this and what I'm doing right now is just to try to use AI to teach people how to learn, how to use it, how to be more productive and such. Well, when I'm using AI agents, sometimes they just do endless loop and they're not really fixing the core issues. So I wanted to do a chain with that so that we can determine the intention of the user. So that then after that we can loop with multiple agent types and to make sure that we successfully met the intention of the user. And if my cloud code is different than you, it's because I'm using a bunch of plugins, skills, and slash command. We can go into that as well if you have any question. Really the end goal with that is I want to focus more into teaching people how to use AI, either securely or how to automate their work in cybersecurity. Yeah, agent drift, that's pretty much exactly that. No, I want to use it for me for now. Critics refiner would work. Yeah, red team. So that's why it's saying me that red team style adversarial loop, because that's what I'm using. But now I don't really care. I want to do an AI experiment right now to do that. So why now? That's a roadblock that I'm hitting and I want to try to solve it. See, that's what I like about, well, at least my current setup. I usually ask it, the AI, to ask me a question until we are on the same page, because you want to review the plan that it's doing afterward. But yeah, if he's not sure of something, I want it to ask me. I don't want it to hallucinate and to do a lot of guessing, I guess. That's the right term. Intention as contract. Interesting. So see, it's giving me an article that I can check. I can check it on another monitor. That's what I'm doing right now. Um, and honestly, like I'm not aware of a way to fix this, but that's why I'm trying an experiment. That's the main goal of it. Yeah. So basically, the point is it could use multiple subagent to accomplish the task. That's kind of true. But the main thing that I disagree with that in my experience is like when we don't have a skeptics or a critics agent, sometimes agents always seem to tell you that you're the best and that you're super good. I'm sure if you use any AI, you notice that. It's like, oh yeah, I didn't go there, and then you say, oh yeah, I lied. You're right. So yeah, we can't trust blindly an AI agent for sure. That's why having multiple loops, I found had a better outcome at least. So yeah, while it's running, I usually do have multiple screen and multiple project going in the same time. That's why. Okay, so now Control O to read it. Attention. So that's what a PRD is, by the way. It's the full scope of the application. Ah, and honestly, it could be a human in the loop feedback because if we get the intention right, the human would agree with us. So once we think we know the intention, we can ask the user if that's true. So I'm reiterating with the process to make sure that we do something like that. Not parallelize, critics, yeah. Honestly, since it's an experiment, usually it takes multiple loops to have something that's, well, useful. Leave. Human in the loop. HATL is for human in the loop, in case you didn't know. Step human in the loop, that's good. Yep, you can do that. Spawn multiple agent and loop until the PRP is done. Usually you do /clear, but since it's going to spawn another agent, or at least it should, another agent would have a fresh context window. So we'll see. Greenfield, it says Greenfield confirmed. It's because Greenfield and Brownfield. Greenfield is a new project with no code. Brownfield is like you already have some code. Since it's a Greenfield, he has like all the, well, carte blanche in French, like a white card. I'm not sure if that translates well in English, but he can do pretty much anything he wants. By the way, the reason he checked like the researcher is because I have another project that is, well, I wouldn't say similar. I can show you it in the meantime. It's another of my experiments. So we have it close around here. Yeah. So that's one of my experiments that I'm trying to accomplish right now. The goal is to teach a concept. So like a Kubernetes architecture, just so you can see both in the meantime. The web page on the right is my researcher. So I want anyone to be able to ask any subject to the AI, and it would research the internet, try to identify a credible source, give you a mapping, a roadmap, a block, like basically give you a pretty much top level review of the concept, and then you can go deeper on whatever you need and whatever you want. The end goal is to try to use AI to learn something or concept or something better. And the next step would probably be to have a chatbot or something like that. But yeah, I'm looking for ideas because a lot of people are using AI as a, well, coping mechanism. I'm not sure it's the right word, but like I want you to use AI to help you learn and to go faster, not replace it. But yeah, like there's really a bunch of agents in that concept. So we see, yeah, I just realized something while using it. We could use the token count. Can you check the project and make sure we add the token count and token usage as a summary, and maybe for each different agent? It could be nice to see that in real time while the agents are working. So yeah, it's on another screen, but that's the agent that's working on that project. Also, PRD is mainly for a big web app. You probably don't need that, since if it fits in the context, you don't need that. But the more, the bigger the project is, the more you need to, and the more you need systems, honestly, so they don't hallucinate, or at least a lot less. Okay, so now they all do, and then there's a synthesizer, so to give you the high level overview. Yeah, parallel building for sure, even if it's recommended, but yeah, creating an action plan. Okay, so while it's doing that, we can check what it did. The LDR, design control plane. It talks about like the Kubernetes, the control plane, what we need to do, the requirement, API. It's still a proof of concept, so maybe I need to add security or things like that, but it gives you an overview. Generate basically a map, like Kubernetes cluster talks to the control plane, so you can see a bunch of stuff. I want to add the image generation, something like that, but yeah. And there's pretty much 3 levels of detail that you can, well, get talked about. Oh wow. Okay. So the high level review, more detail and more of an expert with the detail and stuff like that. You can get the evidence item, can go deeper. Same thing with the, like, there's multiple concepts around the Kubernetes, container orchestration, control plane, the worker nodes. So that's basically the technical terminology. And honestly, I want to use this in pentest as well. Like I want basically a multiple agent to research an attack surface so they can check. Hi, conflicting information. See, interesting. Cube proxy, cube. And see, like you can see the article, the source that it gets. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with how it's doing. I want a better way to present the information because it's a lot of information. Having a chatbot that you can check around it would be nice. And yeah, if you want to fortify your development, it gives you, I guess, an action plan or things that it thinks you don't know and stuff like that. But how to learn effectively, it checks what's known in the field and in psychology to help you. So yeah, that's the project that I'm working on the side. See, I just got another idea with it. That's pretty much the main argument of why a lot of people don't think you can just automate the creation of something because you need to have the taste. Like you use the product, you check what's wrong, you do another loop and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing with the researcher project. That's also why I would like your feedback on everything I'm building for sure. I'm far from knowing everything. I'm just trying to learn more in public and get closer to people that are actually interested in that stuff. Uh, Is there a nice way to include asking multiple questions to the user so that we can tailor the recommendation to what the user already know? Like there's some concept that I'm sure people already know, but we need to adapt the delivery based directly to the user. And in case you don't know, you can use multiple agents or multiple code session or whatever you're using with Git worktrees. Files for review, annotation, memory, password notes. All right. Yeah, that's the point. So it says it's done, but I will probably validate it in another way. I can do that. Experiment intentions. Apps. So I have a slash command called end-to-end test. That comes from Cole Milden. The goal with that is to just spin up a browser and test everything in the app. So make sure that because the main issue that people are doing with AI agent is like they don't give the proper context so that they can make an educated decision. So like if you want me to test the front end and we don't have a browser, I still can't do it. Yeah. Yeah, what to add only LLM. So mapping aging structure. So 3000, I'm not sure. Tropic, yeah, okay, so let's test it. Is it true? So I'll test it once it started, and we'll give you feedback after. But yeah, after that you test it, so yeah. So here, right there, technically, even if it works, I will probably test it and add it to be a lot more beautiful than that, but let's just say it's working. Brief intention is using them. So I'll get my intention. What would be a good way to test it? Yeah, good question. I need to have a good way to test it. Okay, let's just, I want AI to be able to help me create Path of Exile 2 builds. Crystallize. Okay, so we can't click on it. That's probably something that the AI on the right would cut though. I want to use AI to create me the best Path of Exile 2 build. Okay, so now it works. So we'll see if it gives me something interesting or not. But yeah, after the initial prompt too vague. So yeah, it gives me what I need. So it can tell you if the question was too vague. So does it capture my intent? Yes, but it's going to be missing a lot of stuff to create an educated decision. So yeah, so let's say cannot be the class please decide for. All right, so it's too vague. So let's say we discard this. I want the maximum amount of possible of damage for bossing with a summoner in Path of Exile 2. So yeah, if we try to give a bit more detail. And yeah, with that, it's compared to common alternative. The build specify a summoner. The build includes specific skill gem. That's not even true. Okay, that's the acceptance criteria of the output it's going to give me. That's cool. See, it checks the allocation. Let's go with that. Okay, yeah, it's only well, okay. Yeah, I need to build the rest of the app. It could be in another session, but yeah, we can improve it for sure. If you have a project that you think I should tackle, you can let me know. And honestly, like I don't care that much about the token that I'm using right now. I want to learn, and honestly, we can learn together. So you can like and subscribe because that's the goal of the channel, to give you educated content. I'll stop the video there, but we can definitely do more around that, and I'll test it around the side as well. So thank you. Make sure you ask me the question in the comments, and see you in the next episode.